Hi there, I'm Andrea Diggs, the Adjunct Flute Professor at Shepherd University in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. I'm here to give you some tips and tricks on the etudes that you need to play for the West Virginia All-State auditions in December. So first things first, if you don't have a pencil, hit pause and go get one. Second, if you have not measured all of your numbered all of your measures, hit pause and do that. Great. Now, first of all, etude number 1, that's what we'll start with. See the note in the top right-hand corner. If you are also auditioning on piccolo, then in measure 15, that low C sharp, if you've not already figured it out, we can't play on piccolo. So just take that up an octave per the note at the top of the page. And now let's go back to the beginning of the etude. Make sure you make a difference between these two A's that are repeated from the first measure to the second. You can just add a little bell tone. So this is the last beat of the first measure, so that when you put it in context, you hear that distinction. Okay? Now, going forward a little bit, at the end of the line, measure 5. There are 2 crescendo markings in there. It's a really serious crescendo. Make sure you have movement all the way through. Okay, and then come away at measure 6 with that piano. Same thing in measure 7. And come away in measure 8. Now, these accents in measure 8, make a big deal about them. Okay, it's just a big burst of air. And then probably one of the trickiest spots of this entire etude is getting up to those high Fs. We want to avoid hitting them and slamming them, but it's a little tricky to get them out softly. The best tip I can give you is just do a little lip squish and raise your top lip to open up your aperture, make it a little taller and more rounded. And also a little jut forward. You see that? And a rallentando and come away. So that unit together. Start the melody over in measure 11. Now jump over to measure 15, going back to that C sharp we mentioned. On flute, it's a bit of a tricky leap, so I recommend put your pinky down here on that C sharp key on the B flat. It's right there, and it makes it easier to come out. Okay? And then take note of that allegando, the very end, measure 17 and 18. Should be enough to get you going. Now keep in mind, if you have a private teacher and you're working on other things that are more specific to you, then by all means don't supersede any of that with this. This is one take on it, and your private teacher is going to know you best and how to make you sound your best on these etudes. Time for etude number 2. Just like etude number 1, if you have not yet measured your numbered your measures, go ahead, hit pause, and do that now. Okay, so with this one, it's all about timing the breaths. And you're not really given time to breathe. There are commas all over the place, but there's no time. It's a fast etude. So just take time. There's no conductor, there's no other ensemble, no accompanist, nothing. Just take your time for the breath. I'll demonstrate that 3 into 4, and I'll keep going to also demonstrate the trills. Okay, so you'll notice a couple of things. First of all, I ignored in measure 5 those extra little symbols next to the first TR. They are relevant if you are working through the entire Etude book and completing the options that they give you for additional challenges and changes. If you are working with a private instructor, just as I said for the first half, or any teacher who's giving you extra guidance and given you a specific instruction on exactly how many oscillations or the other options available, stick with what you're being coached. What I'm doing is one option and not the be all end all. So don't worry about that if you are getting taught a little bit differently from what I just played. And the most important things I hope you noticed were A, that I took time for the breaths, but then B, the dynamics of those trills. Really coming away. Okay? Now moving on, the pick up to measure 12, and then throughout this bar you have the subito forte decrescendo, and then similar on all the F's to E's. Just nice size. Up to tempo. Okay? And last thing I'll go over with this one is, again, how to work in the breath in measure 18 and getting those leaps up to the higher notes in 19 through the end. Okay? So first I'll play measure 18. Okay? Then you take time, as much time as you need. Then going up to the C's and the E's and the D's and the F's, it's just another little jut, similar to what we did in the first Etude. Okay? Up to speed, I'll play 18 through 19 to give you a sense of how it all fits together up to speed. Okay? And if you decide to go a little bit faster, a little slower, that's fine. Again, just enjoy it. Have fun. This is it's a frilly, flashy etude. Enjoy it. Remember to relax, because if you tense up, it won't work. So just have fun with it. Good luck and happy practicing.